Sechtes Kesubos Daf Chav Gimel. Well, I had a question here. If a person is moidem a piatzmoy, the may eved, as the shoyer was may Mr. Eved, talked about a shomud. So if you pay the value of the eved, because that's not a knas. Only the Torah says 30. That means even if the eved is only worth 10, you have to pay 30. But the worth of the eved, that's the ikar din. Tamantanian, aim b'shoychas avdi v'oimer loyhems v'yachan in pot. So we see here that everything is a knas, because every evidence is worth something. You see, it's not a curious moment, is a raya that the whole thing is a knas. But the Gemara, Omer Abchagi, come up the passage, aim bes eved mukashchen. Could be such a case with the mukashchen, so the whole 30 is a knas. And that's why it's potter, because it's not a curious moment. Look at the sefer. Because there we learned that's chayiv. Why? Because kufra kapara, and it's not knas, and that's why it's curious moment. But if you talk about a mukashchen, then there's no value for the sum. As a mukash, the Gemara learned now you give the value of the nizik. So if you learn talking about a mukashchen, the ratio. So say if it talks about a mukashchen, so why do you say that by kahai gavna that you pay there's a curious moment and there's a carbon shvua? There's no curious moment because it's not worth anything. So we have a famous machlekes, but din of koifer. What value do you give? Value of the nizik or the mazik? So let's say the nizik is a mikashchon, is a mukashchen, son of the aim shoychas b'ni. So the son is a mukashchen, but you have to give your own value. And the whole thing is a kinas. The chayiv called mishua Gemanda Omer shel nizik. So Kitzer, we have a raya from this Mishnah. You can't talk about a mukashchen. So it's a raya that an eved, even the value is also knas. We don't say that the Torah just set 30 means above its value. The whole value of even the ikar din, you shouldn't have to pay anything. Kulei knas. That's why by eved it is no carbon shvua because the whole thing is a knas. Ma'ay sheyoim liloi say they shemai. Where's the new shaila here? What's the halacha? Like by a person when a new shaila here. Every knas it is a din that says they shemai. Maybe the whole din might be knas means bezin of mechayv. But on your own, you want to do shemai, you should pay. Shein adam master gimel that shein tovi adam. It's got to be shu amalei tovi adam sosi ilo shachar amalei ma biyadach. In knas say bez beidam. No, you can't be meshachrim because you might be knas. You don't say the shemaim. You don't say shemaim. So you see from here, there's no din that says the shemaim. Either be a din that says shemaim. So what's the problem? You can say, okay, you're right. I cannot. Bez cannot be mechayiv me to be meshachrim, but I want to do it on my own. And my is a raya that there's no such thing that says the shemaim. There's no such din. It's all either bez and mechayiv or your ganzen pot. Means that he's asking here a new question here. The machlekes, the famous machlekes, if the isra to meshacher evet kanayni. The Chayyim Gamliel goes according to the shita that told mutal shacher. He was busy trying to find the eitzah to be meshacher. When they called Garma Omre, she also the shacher. Dilo kain, no the shacher b'shor if I can't. You had an issue. Why? To make her din, it's usher. So he tried to find a trick, a loophole. But the etzem paket, he holds also the shacher. If not, he could have just shacher without any problem. Zog the heilige Mishnah weiter. Naiv in the spatasab, boishtov goma, eknosa lavia. But tzah betfusa. By nusa you add also tzah. Only by bezin naturally makes av. Arei ein shel av. So, at the end of din is once it's a mother bedin, the father is zoiche in all these things. The, the four things, let's say. Boishes begam kenas and tsar. Meisa av ein shel achim. So then if the father dies, it's like moments. He's moish moments lebanon. So if the after a mother bedin father died, who gets all these things? The brothers. Lo you speak up. Lime the base Achemesa Av and Ishal Atzma. Then if the father died before there's a mother bedin, she gets the knas. There's no din that the father could be moirshit because he wasn't zoich yet. No mother bedin. So then is since there's no father, so we say even the shitta that holds that there's no father, there's no knas at all. But since when he was ma'anaser, there was a father. So now the din is that she is zoich and the knas. But Lamai said that other things could be the brothers of zoich because that's not a knas, that's moments. You don't need a mother bedin for that. Mantan and Arab Meir, but Rabbanan Afliktan. We had this before already. According to Rabbanan, even a ketana is also the din of knas. Tzar b'tfusa ba'nusa. Look at Shimon. Shimon, we had the last page already. Shimon says there's no such din as oinus as tzar because he holds anyway so for the tzar tachas baila. According to him, there's no tzar by banus. Simas eino. Atkin avam abom machas habiyah. How about chovel ba? What's the din generally shaila? A person is chovel in a bebitoy naira. That's a shaila. What's the din? A person is chovel bebitoy naira. Simas eino kitas yada shibas raglo mi meshalim la oilavia. Who gets the chavalas? Here the Torah takes as a cost the father zoich the chavalas. Sorry, father zoich the boishes of gam. That's chavala. But maybe by other things, other stam he did a chavala. Maybe the father was zak for the Torah was zak for the father. Yechon amma noisen avia. Shem lokish amma noisen la atzma. So v'shlokish chavala shala achet tivgoy. Shlokish holds no. She deserves to get chavalas achet tivgoy. It means even before she became a begaris. Yechon amma begaris ve'edich. Only after she's begaris. This is a machlek to Yechon v'shlokish if the Torah is mezaka for the av the chavalas of bitay nair. Obviously, Villa Achas Vegas speaking up. As Edach states Shas. Then for sure it's not the father. She's got to she's out of the gamma. Dog the Gemara. It's need to Masiela. Then it's need to Masiela. I'm going to bring a Bryce to help out both shits to Rabbi Yechon Vishlakish. It's need to Masiela. Rabbi Yechon Achil B'Bita V'Noshel Chaveiroi. Says like this: if you go do Chavala in your friend's daughter, so Bita Yitn Miyadlo Viha. Says clearly, and bitter means l'chayr also a naira pashtus. So you see the father, the Torah is mezaka for the naira, the chavalas of the naira for the father. So benoi, there's no such thing. There's only mezaka bas. Even if it's bitter la'ama, so there's a special din of a bas that maisi der shalavia. And the Torah is also megala pasha from oinus to mafata that the father gets it. But benoi, the son, even if it's a cotton, yas is a gula. Why? Because Ava maybe doesn't say clear here in Yishalmi the reason. If his own sons and daughters, he doesn't have to pay. Why doesn't he have to pay for his own son if he's not Zeicha? Maybe it's because of Ava. Omer Abiyuden Avuda Abihuda Avuda Abasanya. Is mas nereisha v'seifa mesayel le'Shimon ben Lakish. So he's saying that you said that there's a raya from Rabbi Yechanan, but then there's a raya from Mishlok from the Sefer. Achoy lebitek tana niska shalah. Ipatim in aboishes in minabgam. That's what if he does it on his own daughter. So then it says niskashallah. He has to pay her nezik, not boish gam, but nezik. Interesting. We say nezik he should pay. Boish gam, that's already extra things we don't want to be mechayiv. Chayim shechavle ba niskashallah. Ashar yais bem segula. This the Ashar is you have to erase it. Chayim shechavle ba. So whatever the klal is that if you cannot give it for her because she's still a ketana. So you make some kind of segula means you buy a sefer Torah with it or something that she shouldn't waste the money. Anyway, the nezik, for some reason here, the boish gama always goes for the father. That's even according to Rish Lakish, only nezik is not mezaka for the father. But boish gam, that's already not it's not mafsid anything from it, so the father gets. That's what it sounds here. Boish gam, Rish Lakish will agree that it goes to the father. Okay. Also, in implicta kill implictise. So now the Gemara brings down there's another machlokes in kedushin. Yerich and Shlokish argue if a naira can be mekabel kedushin la'atzma. Same machlokes. Yerich says no, she has no yad. Shlokish says no, she can be mekabel herself also. Ram hocha kol ama moed shein shalavia. It's orch the lula mi noisan la'atzma noisan levia. Ram hocha kol ama moed shein levia. It's orch the lula mi hu noisan. One says no, it's not true. Everybody would agree, means it could be, in theory, that everybody would agree by Kedushin that the father gets it. Because it's practiced by Kedushin, could be that Kol Amma Moide Shehin Shalavut, because there's no tsar, so father gets it. Question is, if she has a yacht, that wasn't the Shaila, or Shlokshah Yochanan, if she can keep the money. Ma'achamas Meimekim. Now we go back to our din of the Umda. It says, if it's Umda Bedin, then the sons get it. If not, then she gets it. Tonab Shim B'Yichoy, Nos Lanara, Nos Navia Nara, Ketzer. The Bedin, Ashla Nisavia, Ashkach Son, Nos Navia Nara. Nisavia, Ashkach Son, Nos La'atzma. The Bedin, Ashla Bagra, Ashkach Son, Nos Navia Nara. Bagra, Ashkach Son, Nos La'atzma. Same thing. If it was a mother Bedin already, then the father is Zeicher, even if he died later. If it's no mother Bedin, then she gets it. And non Ilam Elai. Where do we know from this? That the Ben is not Yoirish. Now we're talking about Loy Amda Bedin, Mesa Av. So, where do we know that the sons don't get, if it's not Amda Bedin, they don't get anything. So the Gemara is going to say here, not only Knas, they don't even get Baish Tabgam either. It says, as a Chaltam Oisam Leichem, the Resh Lechuza, Oisam Levenechem, Le'emerzechem Levenechem. In Lehem, Le'be Kenose Abbas, Le'be Fituyav, Le'be Chavaleh. So it's not even, it's not dafke the Kenas Shabbat. It's everything. You cannot yashin anything that belongs to the that has to do with Kenas. That has to do with Chavalas. That's why they don't get anything. They don't get Tsar, they don't get Boish Gam. only if it's Amda B'Din. Okay, that's the end of that